It's Wolf with another obscure slash forgotten but still really cool game video. So this game is Datura. This game came out a while ago. I don't remember exactly when it came out actually, but it came out on PS3. And honestly, it's kind of an oddity. It's a strange game, and the thing is, I remember when I was younger seeing advertising for this game a lot. So I don't know if that was like just me who happened to get a lot of advertising for this game, or if other people got a lot of advertising for it too, but I just remember particularly seeing this game like a lot online. So this game is sort of hard to explain, but also not very hard to explain. It's one of those games that's like sort of obtuse, but in like a meaningful way. The basic gist of it is that your character is kind of wandering around in these mysterious woods, and it kind of looks like a horror game, but it actually isn't really at all a horror game. But your character is wandering around in these mysterious woods, and they interact with different things. And when they interact with these various things in the woods, they sort of get transported almost like memories or whatever, like these choices. And some of them are very clearly like good, bad choice, and some of them are a little more obscure than that. And the game overall is just sort of you going around the woods and completing all these challenges, and then at the end you get this visual representation of the choices that you made. It's a really simple concept, but the game is actually really cool. For one, the graphics are actually surprisingly good. I remembered when I was younger thinking that the graphics on this game were pretty good, but now just replaying it a little bit to record the footage for this video, I mean, the PlayStation 3 only outputs at 720p most of the time, and I was playing on a pretty sizable screen, and even still it looked pretty good even at 720p on a pretty big 4K display. But further than that, and to get to the point of the title of this video, this game is like one of those games that was sort of a proto VR game. A whole bunch of VR games existed before this. I mean, VR has been around for a really long time, even though it just sort of recently gained popularity, but this game is one of those games that you can play it without PlayStation Move, but it's one of those games that was sort of heavily marketed as like use a PlayStation Move with it. So I actually am using PlayStation Move controller in this gameplay, which I think you guys can probably see. It's not perfect, but I think that was honestly just my own setup because the PlayStation Move uses a camera, and PlayStation Move works pretty well so long as you set it up well. My camera was kind of like tilted, and also my PlayStation Move controller wasn't charged, so I was trying to play it plugged into the console, but obviously like the wire that was plugged into the console restricted my movement, so it was kind of challenging to play. But if you actually have a fully charged controller and have like a good spot to set your camera in, PlayStation Move works pretty well. You know, PlayStation Move got criticized a lot as being kind of like a copy of the Wii, and it is, but it's a very good copy of the Wii, and also a ton of PS3 games support it. You would be surprised. If you have a stack of PS3 games and you just kind of look at them, you will probably find some that have PlayStation Move support that you would not realize had PlayStation Move support. Like Deadly Premonition has PlayStation Move support on PS3. Only version of it that has motion controls, I think. But anyway, that's beside the point. So this game uses PlayStation Move, and in a lot of ways, it is exactly like a VR game when you do that, because you're mainly using PlayStation Move to like grab things and, well, move things, that kind of stuff. And in a lot of ways, this game is pretty much already a VR game just without a headset. And I think that Datura would be a perfect game for a VR remake. When I was playing to record this footage, I sort of almost forgot just how interactive the game is with the motion controls, because you really do grab stuff and throw it, and later on in the game you get various other challenges kind of where you use the remote in different ways, and it just really feels like it would work so well in VR, because the most awkward control in the game honestly is like the movement slash look around controls, and if you had a VR headset, I think that would pretty much solve your issue. And since most VR headset setup things come with two controllers, all they would have to do is just kind of make the left controller I guess it would depend on if you're right-handed or left-handed, but you know, going off of a right-hand perspective, just because that's what I am, you would have, you know, one controller on your left hand that would probably control your movement, and then the controller in your right hand could control the hand on screen like usual. And I mean, there would need to be a little bit of reworking because the game has buttons to position yourself and everything. The game has a lot of workarounds because of how sort of clunky motion controls can be without the freedom of movement of a headset or any sort of motion tracking like that. But I think that this game would be just really super perfect for a remaster. The only thing is though that the developers of it, Plastic Studios, seem to have just completely disappeared. So I think Sony probably owns the rights to it because Sony published it directly themselves. So I mean, like, the game would be really perfect though if Sony did still own the rights to it. If they're doing like a PSVR 2 type thing or whatever, because the PSVR already itself has kind of faded out because it was only on PS4 and then PS5 came out and PS5 doesn't really support PSVR. But if they really are doing a PSVR 2 thing like has been said, this would be a really good game to put on that, I think. Also, just the general concept of it leaves a ton of room for expansion. The original game is pretty short so far as I remember, but you can easily expand on this concept because the game doesn't have like a direct story, it's just kind of various scenarios, and it could easily be expanded upon, especially if it was like a full VR game, because then there would be more options for the types of various mini games that you play. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring this game back up again. I just remembered it from when I was younger playing it, that it was one of those games that just sort of really stuck out to me. It wasn't anything super special at the time. I mean, there was plenty of other various like deep games that kind of, you know, all sorts of symbolism and everything, but just the mechanics of it alongside that just work really well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Again, just note the PS Move difficulties that you guys see throughout this video are mostly my own fault with just the way I had my PlayStation Move set up. But anyway, I'll see you in other videos, and bye-bye.